comes to your mind when you think of heaven? Clouds, angels with wings, people floating in white robes. These are the images we've inherited from movies, cartoons, and traditions. But what if the reality is far more meaningful and far more motivating? The Quran describes heaven not as an abstract or symbolic realm, but as a real physical paradise, a perfected place where rivers flow, gardens blossom, and righteous families are reunited. It is not a metaphor, it's a promise. Quran 52:21 says, "And those who believe and whose families follow them in faith, to them shall we join their families." In heaven, you are not just a soul in solitude. You are reunited with those you love. If we don't understand heaven correctly, we lose our motivation to live righteously. Why would anyone strive, sacrifice, or resist temptation for a vague cloud with no real joy? But if you believe that heaven is a real place with real joy, real food, real companionship, real beauty, then suddenly it becomes worth striving for. It becomes the fuel behind your morality, the reward behind your patience, and the joy that gives meaning to suffering. Quran 13:35 says, "The parable of the garden which the righteous are promised. Beneath it flow rivers. Perpetual is the enjoyment thereof, in the shade therein." This isn't poetic fluff. It's a picture of a future that is lush, beautiful, and eternal. So many people today are suffering from poverty, injustice, loneliness. When we tell them God will reward the righteous, it has to mean something real, not symbolic, not vague. Heaven is the justice we long for, the peace we were created for. Too many people live without hope. They see wicked people thriving and good people suffering. But the promise of heaven resets that scale. It says, be patient, endure, strive, because what is coming is greater than what has passed. In Quran 35:33, it says, "Gardens of eternity will they enter. Therein will they be adorned with bracelets of gold and pearls, and their garments there will be silk." That's not just imagery, it's reward, dignity, beauty, permanence. Think about your deepest joys, laughing with family, eating a favorite meal, walking in nature, feeling peace in your soul. Multiply that by eternity. That's what heaven offers, not just existence, but perfected existence. And yet many people imagine heaven as boring, static, unrelatable. Why? Because we've allowed imagination to replace revelation. But when you study the Quran, heaven becomes vivid, meaningful, and deeply human. Quran 52:20 says, "They will recline with ease on thrones, and we shall join them to companions with beautiful, big, and lustrous eyes." This is not a dream, it's a destiny for those who believe and strive. Heaven isn't some far-off myth. It is the divine response to every injustice, every sorrow, every unanswered prayer. It is the world that this world was meant to prepare you for. And believing in heaven changes how you live. It helps you forgive. It helps you let go. It gives you the strength to walk away from sin and keep doing good, even when no one sees, because you know God sees. We must reclaim heaven, not just as a hope, but as a compass, a reason to strive, a reason to endure, a reason to choose God's will over our own desires. Heaven isn't white clouds and harps. It's real, it's radiant, it's waiting, and every good deed you do brings you one step closer to it. So strive, not just to believe in heaven, but to live in a way that makes you worthy of entering it. Those who don't believe in God might ask, if God can give us eternal life after we die, why doesn't He give it to us now in this lifetime? Consider this. What would it look like if God granted everlasting life on earth before each person chose to obey or disobey Him? The righteous would end up living forever alongside those who choose evil. Such a situation would hardly be ideal. It would eventually turn life into hell, much like today's increasing hardships and evil. True believers in God have faith that He can raise the dead and will grant them eternal life in heaven. After all, if God had no difficulty giving us this current existence, He will certainly fulfill His promise to bless the righteous with the eternal paradise He has prepared for them in the next life. Thank you for joining me for this episode of Beyond the Veil. I hope it gave you something to think about, something that will bring you closer to the truth. And I'd love for you to be a part of this journey. Make sure you subscribe, share this video with a friend, and leave a comment to let me know what stood out to you. Together we can bring more light to the world. See you next time.